I just had to choose between putting $4 in my tank to go to work tomorrow, or do I use this $4 for food?
Mm.
And when I texted my boss, literally 2 seconds ago, with letting her know, because I just started this job, with letting her know that, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it to work tomorrow. And I just was straight up. I just said, I have $4 to my name and I'm broke and I'm not gonna be able to make it to work.
Let me guess. She didn't care. Listen. Listen. I have to say this every single time. These companies aren't real. I don't know why you think you talking to your boss and telling him, my account is in the negative. I just had 8 overdraft fees. I don't know how I'm going to eat tomorrow. They don't care. Let me say that again. The company you work for, they don't care. You know what they care about? You showing up for work. You doing the job. That's what they care about. Let me say, you think they care about your appetite? About you feeling hungry?
What's that?
But we're going to get to the rest of the story. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, you know what I'm about to say. I have a newsletter. It is completely free. Let me ask you a question. How can you beat free? You can't. You can't beat free. Also, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I am your guy. I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description. Guys, let's jump straight to it.
So her response was, I'm going to count this as an unexcused absence. Then she goes into the next paragraph with saying, you committed and dedicated yourself to understanding basically the acceptance and the role, with basically mentioning you accepted to work Monday through Friday, and that you were in agreement to this. So this is an unexcused absence. Then at the very bottom, she basically complimented me and was like, you're doing very well at your job. You're doing great. And left it at that. This is my thing. I had texted her back and my emotions were flared up and I'm still upset.
Okay.
Somebody might be like, now why you respond like that? Because I'm human. I'm very transparent. I'm very open.
Very transparent. Okay.
But I had replied back and I was like, where's the empathy? I explained, I'm basically eating crumbs. I went on to say, I come to work hungry every single day. I tell everyone, they'll be like, how you doing today? What's going on? And I'll make a joke and I'll be like, I'm hungry, but I'm good. Like, I'm making it through. And then I had said, so you mean to tell me having $4 in the bank?
They do not care. Listen, that's the truth. Listen, I am sympathetic to the story about you not budgeting or you not having enough money or whatever the situation may be. But here's the thing. You have to understand that you shooting this off to your employer, it's crazy work that you even put it on the internet. But that's a different story, right? Let me say this really directly. You really believe that your company, the company that is trying to make as much money as they possibly can, a company that lays off thousands and thousands and thousands of people, you think that they're going to care that you sent a text message and said, hey, look, I can't eat. You know what they're going to say? Go to a food banquet. Now listen, I can just hear people in the back. Orlando, that's crazy. That's wrong. They shouldn't do that. It's a company. What do you expect them to do?
Yikes.
I understand. You're gonna tell me, Orlando, where is the empathy from the company? Is this your first time? A company, a corporation, having empathy?
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Let me explain to you what's gonna happen in this scenario. Her manager is gonna talk to her manager. She's gonna say, this is what my employee sent me. And you know what they're gonna say? Doesn't sound like she's productive. The agreement we made, she can't complete. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna fire her.
You're fired.
And these are the same people that will say, Orlando, budgeting, saving, it's for poor people. It's something that poor people cannot do. It's a myth. You know what? You're trying to tell me to save money I don't have. Okay. You just answered my question. So you're not budgeting. You're not saying. That's the reason why you're having such a hard time. Yeah, that makes sense. Because when I ask you, hey, what's this? What's that? I'm just living my life. Orlando, you know what? I'm not going to work to just pay bills. That's why I hear that all the time.
Boy, you crazy.
So are you going to work to not pay the bills? I don't get that phrase. I get what you're saying. You're saying you want to live life. And I totally get that. You were living life when you ran up $30,000 on your credit card.
Wow.
You were living life when you were going to Chris Brown concerts. But it was all money that you didn't have. That's the catcher right there. See, that is the key. It was money you didn't have.
This is literally crazy. Are you people insane?
But I get it. Orlando, this guy, Orlando, he just doesn't want us to live. He wants us to be boring and square. Okay. Okay, I got you. Well, let's look at someone who lives the life on the edge.
I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean $0 broke, no money. And I am burnt out to the core. And I'm done living like this. I have worked in group homes and nonprofits for over 25 years now. I've poured my heart into my job, gave it everything I got, but I'm burnt out. I don't have any more to give. Between rising costs, bills, broken appliances, I hit my breaking point.
At 50 years old.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You see what I'm saying here, guys? Listen, it's nothing against this lady. It really isn't. Whatever she does from this point, kudos. Especially if she's going to budget and she got to her tipping point. But that's not what this is about. Do you want to be her?
Hell no!
Do you want to be this lady saying, you're 50 years old with zero in a savings account, with zero in assets, with zero everything. But let me guess what you don't have zero in. Credit card debt, loan debt, payday loans. Those are all not zero. Those guys are chasing you. Those guys are putting you in collection. So then when I ask you what your credit score is, you know what you tell me? Oh, I haven't looked at it. Oh, red flag. You haven't looked at it. I wonder why you haven't looked at it. That's the real question. Why haven't you looked at it? You have 10 credit cards with $30,000 on them. So you didn't look at it. Oh, let me guess. You know it's bad. You know your credit score's 300. That's the reason why you're not looking at it. You're doing the old play. I've seen it many of times. I can't cover everything. I'm not checking the mail. Just because you're not checking the mail, the bill will still be due. But here's the truth. Here is the truth that no one's going to tell you. But I'm going to tell you the reason why you don't want to save, the reason why you don't want to budget is because you will actually have to come back to reality. You will actually have to see that you're spending so much money on entertainment, food, and garbage. You don't want to save because it will take away from your current lifestyle you are living, and you don't want to go below that. So instead, you know what you do? You live off of credit cards.
Are you serious? Are you really that clueless?
You have an excess of 30, 40, $50,000. Mm-hmm. And you're using that to live above your means. But you're paying 33% interest for it. Make that make sense. But again, your words, not mine. You're broke.
You are one pathetic loser.
I am extremely stressed out. I don't come on here and cry and do all of that. But what the I work 5 to 6 days out of the week. And I only barely have enough money to pay my bills. Somebody's going to get on here and say, oh, well, be lucky you have a job, bro. Working a job, going to a job, getting up every morning, every night, whatever time you go, and having to give your all or do your best at this job just for them not to compensate you enough money for you to live your life and pay your bills, it's actually really upsetting me. I feel like I'm missing out on living life because I have to pay my bills and go to work every day. Such a tiring process. Now, I could see if I was lazy, I wasn't getting up and I wasn't getting it, but it's like, bruh, how hard do I have to work in order to survive, bro? How? Once I pay my rent and my phone bill, and my light bill, that's it. And then the next paycheck, because mind you, bi-weekly, you only get paid 2 times out of the month. So one paycheck goes directly towards bills. And then that other paycheck, I have to set bills. I have to set money aside for the next set of bills that are coming up. I can't get ahead. I can't.
Listen, guys. And here, again, we can't. She doesn't have her information in front of me. But I have seen this many of times. Someone will tell me they can't get ahead. Someone will tell me that I'm broke. Someone will tell me I'm working 7 days a week and I can't make it work. And I go, let me see your budget.
If you got an issue with that, come see me. I'm about that.
I can't budget, Orlando, because all I have is rent and a car note. That's all you have? How is it that you remember your rent and your car note, but you don't know anything else? That's not budgeting. Gotcha. I know a lot of people have told you. You better know what your biggest expenses are. But just because you know what your biggest expenses are, the ones that take majority of your paycheck, your car note, your rent, or your mortgage, just because you know that those 2 things take majority, that is not budgeting. Because what you're not telling me is you spent $2,500 on entertainment last month.
Another one.
You have a $200 cell phone bill. Mm-hmm. That you added Netflix and all types of subscriptions on because you need that. You're not going to be living in a cave. You're not going to be the person who doesn't know that doesn't know what's going on. You're not going to be the person who doesn't know the newest reality TV show. But let me guess. You're saying, Orlando, how is $20? How is $20 going to help me? I don't know. You told me you're broke.
Hey, Pops, does this thing work?
Sure does. I just oiled it.
Beautiful. Give it up, baby.
You told me you're broke. So you're telling me now that I'm telling you to budget, getting rid of $20 from Netflix, deciding not to go to Starbucks, deciding not to eat DoorDash, that's minimum. Amazing how that works when it's in your favor. But listen, let's let you finish.
I know somebody's going to say, you've got it better than somebody else, bro. That's not the fucking point. Just because I have it better than somebody else doesn't mean that I'm not struggling over here. For real. People try to come on here and try to perpetrate and make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm living this kind of life, I'm living that kind of life. I'm a TikTok content creator, but I live a life just like y'all. And nobody better get on here and say you better get another job or do this or do that. You think I haven't applied to these jobs? And when I apply to these jobs, they waste my time. Do you think I have money and gas and energy to be wasting going back and forth to these job interviews who are not going to hire me and are going to tell me that they're going to call me in a week or going to call me back in a couple days and don't? job market is a joke. I have no choice but to keep the job I have now. The one that's barely paying my bills. And leaves me no money left over to live, to get my nails done. These are press-ons. I can't do anything. I gotta do my own hair. I gotta do my own toes. I gotta do everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Like there is.
But it's like when you don't have a choice and you work every day, it gets tiring. It gets to a point, bro.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't.
And listen, guys, I get where she's coming from. No one wants to work every single day. And let's put some perspective on this. We do know that wage growth hasn't happened. We know that. But here's the thing that I always try to tell individuals. If you know a company isn't loyal, you know wage growth isn't happening, you know they'll lay you off whenever, you know the economy is crap, then why don't you try to control the thing that you can? Fact. I will never understand. I will never understand how someone will get mad at me because I'm telling them to save their money. Their money. The money that's in your account. I mean, you're the one who's saying you can't pay anything. You're the one who's saying, I got crippled because I got crippled from an emergency. Remember that? Remember when you said, my HVAC went out, there's something happened to my roof? My car broke down. Remember those things?
Who does that?
And since you didn't save, you got to put it on a credit card. You have to put it on a credit card because you need to get to work. This is your only mode of transportation. Now, I know what you're about to say. Orlando, how would that look for me if I would have been just coming home to the place that I live and I don't have no entertainment? I can't go out to eat anymore. I can't go hang out with my friends to go to concerts. I can't travel. That's what happens. Let me explain this to you guys. You have to do that. And if you don't want to do that, then you have to accept the consequences. The consequences are you're broke.
You're broke. You're poor.
You're going to keep getting further and further and further and further away from your goals. But let's be real about this. She says, look, I know what you guys are going to say. I should be happy that I have a job. Yep. Listen, did you hear it, guys? She should be happy. Because I've done video after video after video. Let me just tell you, individuals without a job can't save. Let me say it again. Individuals who don't have a job can't save. Sounds like you got a one up. Sounds like you have a one leg up. You're doing better than most. And she doesn't care about that. And I get it because she is emotionally tired. But everybody is. That's the name of the game. As adults, that's what we have to do. As responsible adults, we have to put ourselves first.
These ain't opinions. These are facts.
If you are broke and you're not saving, you're not budgeting, you don't care about your credit, and all you care about is pointing a finger at a company that you know, let me say this again, you know won't pay you more. Who's at fault?
It's you. It's you.
Yeah. Well, yes, kind of.
How could you, man?
But listen, listen, maybe I don't know anything. I don't, Orlando, what do you know? What do you know? Let's continue on, though.
Can we talk about how crazy life is right now? Like, we literally out here breaking our backs for these jobs, giving 40 plus hours a week.
Yep.
And still barely making it to next week paycheck.
Yep.
Rent due, bills due, groceries high as hell, gas high, and they got the nerve to tell us, just budget. What? Just budget better. Y'all want honesty, right? Most of us is living just to be surviving. And the sad part is, we too scared to quit these jobs.
Yeah, because have you seen this economy? I mean, come on now. And then she has the nerve to say, they're just telling us to budget better. Yes. Yes, listen, I know you guys are against it. What is it that everybody is afraid to look at their finances? What is it that you're against when someone says budget better? Because I feel that when I say that you need to budget, most people think to themselves, Orlando's trying to knock me down the lifestyle. Well, yes, I am trying to knock you down the lifestyle because you can't afford that lifestyle.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
And here's the thing. You are saying you can't afford it because you're making these videos saying, I am broke and I can't afford it. Now, make that make sense to me. You say you're broke, but you don't want to save. You don't want to budget. What are we doing here? You just magically want your job to give you a bonus?
Yeah, I know, I heard that. That's corny.
See, a lot of times what people don't understand is it's a stepping process. Okay, so let's say you go ahead and you are in the trenches. You're saving. You're not spending that much. And you save, right? You're doing that. You're budgeting. You're doing all the right things. Your credit is going up. Then you go to the next step. Now you can buy a house. Now that you got you a house, everything is great. You still got savings. You may have got a newer job that pays more. Then you go to the next step and you go to investing. Then you go to the next step if you want to. See how that works? A lot of you want to start from the very bottom. You're not saving, you're not budgeting, you're not doing anything for your financial well-being, but yet you want to be well.
You have to think, young brother, about your future.
And then you complain and say, these jobs, they're not paying enough. What if I turned it around on you and said, you're not paying enough attention to your money? Just as much as you don't care about your own budgeting, about your own savings, about your own financial well-being, your job does not care about paying you more. You both don't care. Somebody has to care about you. And the only person who's going to care about you is you. If you start caring about yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to be in this hole. I'm not going to allow bills and debt to take over. I'm not going to allow my job to control me. Because that's what it is. You heard the lady at the very end. She said, a lot of you guys don't want to quit your job. Well, why is that? Why is that? You said it. We're living paycheck to paycheck. But why are you living paycheck to paycheck? Oh, because you didn't save and you didn't budget. Anyway, guys, listen. I can talk about this all day long. But if you love content like this, please join the Patreon, guys. You will love it. We do exclusive videos over there. Also, too, we all know that you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you into your first rental property. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.